Hello everyone. Let me know if you can hear me well. Let me know if you can hear me well in our chat, in our Zoom chat, and then we will start. All good. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much for letting me know, because today I'm testing for our better sound. I'm testing and I will have this lesson with you with the mic. So I wanted to do everything for you guys to feel great and for you to hear me well. So welcome to our free English lesson. You guys told me that so many of you have problems with grammar, and I decided to choose a topic that definitely can help everyone, and that so many people have problem with, so many people have mistakes when they use this topic. And also, it's pretty easy. We can discuss it with you, but it will give you multiple advantages, because if you use it correctly, you can improve your speech, you can level up your speech, and also you can sound like you know English better instantly. So, as you could potentially understand from our whiteboard, today we are going to speak about modal verbs. These are not all modal verbs. We will add more as we write, but this is going to be the first three that we discussed. So let me write it here for you. Modal verbs. Why I wanna discuss them with you? Because we have some of them. That's first things first. And depending on which modal verb you use with the same verb, for example, speak or sleep or run, doesn't matter. If you use different modal verbs, the meaning of the sentence will be different. That's why we are discussing that with you today. So, let me see if I need to let in someone. No. Then everybody else are gonna watch this video in the recording. Yes, all other people, and let's start. So, if we speak about can expresses what? Can expresses physical ability, or let's say opportunity, yeah, to do something. So, when we can do something, да, ми можемо щось робити. But it is very important we use it only in present tense. Yeah, so we cannot use can if we speak about future. It is impossible to say will you can or can in the past. We have other options for that. So can we use when we speak about ability in present? For example, let's say I can speak English. I can speak English, right? That's all. It means that I can speak English right now. If I want to ask a question, it will be can you, for example, can you speak English? So we just put our can into the beginning of the sentence, and then if it is a negative sentence, we say I can't. Yeah, I can't speak English. That's pretty much it. We can also use it, by the way, if we ask for some help. We can say, can you help me? Can you help me? Also possible to use it this way, right? So that's the first one. Pretty simple. Please write down your examples in our chat or in your notebook if you have one with you, and then share with me. It also will help you a lot. Then the next one, could. Let me copy this one so everything is the same and beautiful for you. Obviously, I'm gonna share the notes with you in our Telegram channel after that. So that's also ability, but in the past. We use it instead of can in the past. And also, we can use it for polite questions, polite requirements, and so on and so forth. So let me write it for you. Polite questions, requirements. Yep. That's gonna be how we use could. So the first example will be, I could, I don't know, eat 1 kilo of candies when I was a kid. That's true, by the way. I could eat 1 kilo of candies when I was a child. Yep. When I was a child. Let me make it all nice. Yeah. Like that. Or, I don't know, when he was younger, he could, when he was younger, he could, I don't know, run a marathon. Something like that. So basically, could, it is the same thing as can, but in the past. However, we have another option, you remember, so that's polite questions. So basically, just as you say, can you help me? You can say, could you help me? Could you help me, please? And that is the same, but it sounds kind of more polite and well-mannered. So just like that. Could you help me? And we can also add please. Why not? Why not? Here, a fair question would be, Nastya, if we speak about ability in present and we use can, we speak about could, yes? And we speak about ability in the past. What about ability in the future? So the next one, let me write here instead of should, be able to. Be able to, like that. Be able to. And that we will use for ability in all tenses. It will help us to use can in the future if we need, but of course, if necessary, we can also use that in past, in present, why not? And for that, we will work with be verb. So let me write that for you, ability. So future plus all tenses, all tenses. Let me show you examples, and then you will definitely understand that clearly. So the first one will be, I will be able to help you. That means I'm speaking about future. Could you help me, please? Yeah, I will be able to help you when I come back to the city. For example, yes? So in present, you use can, in past, you use could, but in the future, you use be able to. However, if you need, you can also put be in the form of present or past. That means that you will use it in the following way. You will say, I am able. Yes, so be, it is am. I am able to help you. Or I was able to do that, I don't know, when I was a kid or when I was younger, and so on and so forth. So something like that. This is what we know when it comes to ability. Let me know in our chat, please, if that is clear. And while you're doing that, I just want to write one more thing for you to make it even more understandable, that after all modal verbs, we use verb first form. Just to make it even easier for you, because you see here we don't have to, here we have to, but still, no matter what, after all sort of modal verbs, we use always verb first form. That is important. That is important. So let me do that for you, and let's move on to the next one. So the next one, let it be must. Let it be must. So I'm gonna do it like that. So when we speak about must, it explains, yes, or it means obligation. Obligation, that обов'язок. We must do something. And again, we use it only in present tense. So when we have some obligation in general, or we must do something in general, or right now, yes, so something about present. So, I don't know, you must learn English, for example. You must learn English for, I don't know, for getting this job, or to get this job will sound a bit more natural. However, both can be used. No problem with that. To get this job. Like that. You must learn English to get this job. Let me make it in one color. Yeah, to get this job. Or you must, or he must, doesn't matter. Yeah, all the same. They are used for different persons in the same way. So he must what? He must help you with that, because it is his responsibility, or it is his job, or something like that. Yeah, for instance. And we cannot make questions with must. So it is in present, and it is what? And it is only positive sentences. Yeah, only positive sentence. Because for negative, we use mustn't in some way. We use mustn't. And let me show you how that works. For that, yeah, it's going to be our negative statement. However, this is not obligation anymore then. It is prohibition. And prohibition means заборона. Prohibition. And again, only in present. Yes, in present. So when you mustn't do something, something is заборонено. От просто не можна. For example, you mustn't smoke in the hospital. Yeah? You mustn't smoke in the hospital. It's not like maybe you can, maybe you can't. No, you mustn't. It is prohibited. You cannot do that. Or if you do that, you will face some serious negative consequences, right? So you mustn't smoke in the hospital, or I don't know, he, she, they mustn't cheat, списувати. They mustn't cheat during the exam. Не можна. Не можна і все. So this is prohibition. Very strong one. very strong one. However, here we have some other things as well. Because you see, must and mustn't can be used only in present tenses. So then the logical question is, what are you supposed to use if you speak about future or if you speak about past? And for that, we have to. So let me show it to you. Have or has, if it is he, she, it. Have, has to. Так. Have, has to. And this is the same as obligation. So this is the pure equivalent to must. But it can be used in present, past, and future. So this is up to you. In some books, in some grammar books for higher levels, for teachers, they can say that must, it is when you decide that you must do something. This is your inner desire. And have to or has to, when there are some rules, there are some laws, and so on and so forth. However, in reality, it doesn't really matter much. It is all the same, and these are the equivalents, specifically because of the fact that if you want to use must in the future or in the past, you have no other way apart from using have to and has to, proving that these are the absolute equivalents, okay? So let me give you some examples, and you can understand it even better. So let's say she, so we will use has then, if it is she, так, she has to do her homework, yes, for example. Or she will have to, yeah, will, after will we use verb first form, so we cannot use has. Even though it is she. So she will have to do her homework, let's say tomorrow, yeah? Or if it was in the past, we say she had, so we put have has in the needed tense, and we say she had to do her homework just like that. And then the other thing that we need to write here is how to make questions also, yeah? So for that, you use the auxiliary verb, допоміжне дієслово, of the tense that your sentence is in, yeah? So for example, if it is present, you say do or does, yeah? So do you have to do that? Тобі що, треба це робити? Or does she have to do her homework, for example? Yeah? Or will you have to do that in the future? Yeah? Will you have to do that? Тобі що, треба буде це робити? Yeah? Or did you have to do that? Ти що, мав це робити? I didn't even know that. Yeah? So did you have to do that? Yeah. So it's gonna look like that. And of course, we also have the negative form. And here, let me write it. The meaning is gonna change a bit. And that's gonna be don't have to, or doesn't have to. Doesn't have to, but also you can use other tenses, not necessarily don't or doesn't. Yeah, this is just as an example. Let me write it somewhere here. Okay, let's put it here. It's kind of okay. We will figure out how it looks good or not a bit later. And here it will be again another meaning, and that will mean something like you don't need. There is no need. No obligation. Yeah? No obligation, but not like prohibition, really. Just no need. This is what it's gonna mean. And again, you can use it in any tense. Yeah, just like here. Present, past, and future. So, any tense. For example, let's make it beautiful. It's gonna look nicer here in this location, I feel like. So, for example, I have already done that. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Я це вже зробила. If you want to do, this is not prohibition. If you want to do, you can do. But why? You don't need that. You don't need that because I have already done it. So you don't have to do that. Or he doesn't have to do that, but it's nice if he does. Yeah? Or you will not have to do this because she will do that. Understand? So basically, that means that there is no need. Let me show you a couple of other examples. He doesn't have to wash the dishes, let's say. Let's have some even more understandable example, more obvious. So he doesn't have to wash the dishes because she has already washed them. So no need, yeah? There is no need for him to do that. So let's summarize a little bit. We are not finished yet. However, we are almost there. So let's just reflect a bit. So if we speak about ability, we have three options. We have can for present, we have could for past and for being more polite, and we have be able to for all the other situations, yeah, present, past, future, when we cannot use or we don't want to use can, could. Yeah, so we use be able to. Then we have must when we have some obligation to do something, and we have mustn't when we have some prohibition to do something, right? And we use them only in the present. However, if we need to use something like must in future, in past, we use its equivalent have to or has to, right? For he, she, it. And then we just say whatever we want to say. And if we want to use have to and has to in negative form, it changes the meaning, just like must and mustn't. They have different meanings. And we use don't have to and doesn't have to, and that will mean that there is no need, there is no obligation for you to do that. This is how we're gonna use it. This is how we're gonna use it. And we have a little bit more to come here, and a little bit more to include, because today I want to discuss with you all of the modal verbs. We have something else. We have should and ought to. Why I wrote them using slash? Because, as you can guess, they are absolute equivalents, right? They mean the same. So we use should and ought to when we give recommendation or advice. Recommendation. Recommendation or advice. So it's not obligation, it's not like you must do something, but you should do something. Meaning, like, it would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice. For example, you should sleep 8 hours every night. Can somebody tell you that you must do that? Probably not. Probably not. Because, like, who can give you that type of orders, right? However, it can be given as the recommendation. And speaking about ought to, this is not so commonly used nowadays, so it is more of the old school, old style. So you can hardly ever hear that. However, if we speak about some tests like ZNO or some other tests like IELTS, TOEFL, and so on and so forth, it is possible for you to meet ought to there. That's why I want to give it to you as well, just for your like general knowledge and understanding. So it is like that. Let me give you one more example with ought to. Let's say she ought to do sports, let's say. Sports regularly. Like that. So that's it. Let's get some more. We also have may. I believe these ones will be our final one. So stay tuned, and then I will answer your questions and I will tell you something else about learning grammar that can help you. So may, might. I would write them also through slash because basically they are also like they have the same meaning. And they are used when we speak about, I want to copy this one. They are used to speak about probability. When something is possible, yeah? Probability. Let's say, it may rain today. It is possible that it's gonna rain today. Or, let's say, she might be busy now. Don't call her. She might be busy now. Don't call her. Or it might be not the best idea. Yeah, it might be not the best idea. For example, yes, for example. So it is absolutely the same. May sounds a bit more chill because like maybe yes, maybe no, just like that. And might, it sounds a little bit more polished, and a little bit more polite maybe as well. So this is like the same type of thing, how it is used with can and could. Yeah, so they have the same meaning, but could, yeah, like can you help me? Could you help me? Could sounds a bit more polished and a bit more polite. So same situation here. However, there is no difference. Both of them are used in the same tense, so they're not used in the past. They are used in the present. So that's it, guys. That's it. You see, we had a pretty fast explanation with you of all the modal verbs. Yeah, of course, if we speak about basic ones, we also have modals in the past, but this is a bit more of a advanced, like it could have been, yeah? Це могло би бути, or it might have been. Yes, of course, it is possible to use that, but in general, for everyday conversations, you don't need that. So we are not covering that today. So you've got quite a lot of information here, yet I believe that everything was understandable for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in our channel. We have chat there. Also in our Zoom meeting, you can ask me questions as well. But what I want to tell you, that really, if you learn and if you practice these modal verbs and you learn them by heart and you learn how to use them correctly, then your speech will become richer and more fluent because you will have more options and more different meanings, yeah, to speak about, yeah, more different contexts to speak about using your level of vocabulary that you already have. That's why I think this is one of the topics that is a must, really must for you to to master if you want to have a fluent English. And in general, if we speak about learning grammar, guys, I know that many people are bothered by grammar, they don't like grammar, they find it very difficult. However, okay, there is a little bit of truth to that, but at the same time, actually, everything is much simpler. You just need a good understanding and you need a lot of practice. You need to do exercises, and then always, when you learn something, when you complete your homework, when you do the exercises, you have to use that in your speech. So the more you push yourself to use that in your speech, the more likely you are to remember that and to actually be able to use it in your day-to-day communication. So this is the key strategy actually for everything in learning languages. So that's first, you learn, you understand it. Secondly, you complete some exercises so that you can practice on paper, right? And only after that, you go and you push yourself into learning, yes, learning, into practicing that, into saying that as much as possible. So that was it for today. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for watching this in recording. I know many people voted that they will watch this video in recording, so I hope you found it useful and that it's gonna help you. Let me know, please, in our chat, in the chat of our channel, whether you have any more questions. I will send you some exercises so that you can practice also in our chat, in our Telegram chat, I mean. And yeah, learn English, broaden your horizons, and feel free and use all the opportunities that may come to you. That's it. Let me just ask you whether you have any questions. I will take a sip. Please let me know. And if there are no questions, we will finish. Oh. Mm-hmm. As I understand, there are no questions. So thank you everyone for watching, and See you soon. If you need any help with learning English, with understanding grammar, learning words, or practicing, feel free to contact me. I will help you, or my teacher in the team also will help you, and we will make everything work. So take care and see you soon.